So that's why I'm so deep into like studying the belief systems that we have, because that's like the blueprint of our reality. So whenever you are experiencing something, anything, what you perceive in your reality, you're basically acting out of your belief system. So it's coming down to realizing what belief systems you have, especially the ones that are out of alignment. Once you become aware of them, you can drop them, replace them, and then whatever comes into your reality will shift because your point of attraction will change. And as your point of attraction changes, your experiences change. The people that are in your life change. What you do in your life changes. Like everything changes according to your new belief system. So it's really becoming aware of your patterns of thinking, the choices that you make, why you make them, the motivational mechanism behind your choices, because we always act from what's more pleasurable and less painful. And so when we do that, sometimes we choose things that we don't prefer, but that's because we don't know why we're motivated to make those choices, right? So once you become aware of why you would say that this is more pleasurable and less painful, that's something that you actually prefer. So you would make a choice that you don't prefer. But somehow you have to be defining that reality as more negative and more painful than what you do. Then what you don't prefer. Sorry. So I had to work through that and realize that the definitions that I had were just not aligning with who I was, because I would say, oh, this is not safe, or this is not um, this can lead to some sort of discomfort. And whenever you are in discomfort, your current discomfort may be more pleasurable in a sense than the kind of discomfort you can experience, because it can be so scary to get out of your comfort zone because you don't know what happens and you don't know how to handle it. And so if you don't know how to handle the situation, you would rather stay in the current pain and not really move forward anywhere. So it's really coming down to asking yourself questions like, well, what do I have to believe to be true about myself in relation to the situation that is making me think, feel, and behave the way that I'm thinking, feeling, and behaving? And so once you start asking yourself those kind of questions, and you can use your imagination to do that, you can come up with whatever questions you can. I would also ask, like, well, what belief is telling me that it makes sense to think this way, or what belief is telling me that it makes sense to feel this way or behave this way? And especially if another person is involved in the situation, it's like, well, what am I projecting outward? What belief am I projecting outward that I'm so scared to look at within myself that I'm choosing to project on someone else? So once you start asking yourself those questions, and I would write them down, because when you write down those questions, you basically intensify and focus the energy more. And what you get is, you may get an inspiration in your mind that will be like a memory or a situation that didn't necessarily play out, but it can show you what could have been, or how your mind is perceiving it. So it's like telling you a story of whatever your perception of the situation is. And so then based on that, you can analyze what it is that you believe to be true about yourself, and that story is telling you about someone else, which has nothing to do with the other person.